All right, we are live. We are live. Welcome to another episode of the Holistic Sister Circle. Today we have Magda here with us, and I am so excited to share her expertise with you all. She is a passionate advocate for women's health and functional medicine. After overcoming her own health challenges, including a cancer scare, Magda now dedicates herself to empowering busy professional women to unlock their wellness potential. She's a board certified expert who connects body, mind, and spirit, offering personalized solutions from comprehensive lab work to tailored meal plans. Through her vibrant community, Magda ensures no woman feels lost or her health journey, guiding them toward vibrant, joyful lives. We're so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so honored to be here and share my message with all of you guys. And it's amazing to be here.
Absolutely. You're more than welcome. And first of all, I wanted to just say how amazing you look. I don't know if it's a dress or a top, but it looks great.
Thank you. It's just the top. We can hide what we have underneath, right? This is the magic of this.
I'm like, it's beautiful. So I want to put that out there. And then secondly, one of the things that really stood out to me about your bio was one, you did have a scare of cancer. But then two, you talk a lot about healthy meal plans. And I know that's something that our audience is always struggling with, whether it's from, feeding their children or feeding a spouse. So first, I would love for you to just share, how did you get involved with this journey and what made you decide to say enough is enough? I really want to focus on my health and take it a little deeper.
When I wasn't born in United States. When I came to States, like the food was really not tasting the same how it's in Europe. And I started gaining weight. Even I was like very athletic and I never have problem with my weight. I started gaining weight in United States because the food was different, but I have no idea why. But going fast forward during the most difficult time of my life, when I was going through the divorce, my best friend died from cancer. And her illness opens up my eyes how the system works, how the medical system works. But it wasn't that sentence to me, so I wasn't take it so seriously. But when I was diagnosed with the uterine fibroids and they were huge, I even give the name one of them because it was so huge and you shouldn't name your diseases. Never. But it was Fred and it was sucking light out of me. But again, it wasn't terminal because as you know, it's like so many women has a uterine fibroids and it's not the death sentence. So I was keep ignoring that. Even Fred was sucking the life out of me. I was keep ignoring that because I was too busy. I didn't have time for a hysterectomy. I didn't have time all of this stuff. And honestly, I want to keep my body parts. So I keep going, keep going, keep going. After one of my car accidents, my doctor called me and told me with a dire voice that there is something on my spine and I should to go to Cancer Institute to check on it. That moment was my wake-up call. That moment, my life stopped. And, it was just, what now? I'm just starting my life and just I cannot deal with that. Thanks God, it wasn't the cancer. It was just the spinal degeneration, but it was my wake-up call. Since that day, I start taking seriously about my health, and I start learning that actually Western medicine is not looking for my best interest. They either want to cut my body parts or give me my medication for rest of my life, and no one give me the answers why. So during this research and taking care of my body, I learned that I need to be empowered what my body is telling me, what is signaling me. And I created beautiful plans because I found that other women struggle with the same things. They don't know where to start. They're ashamed to ask about questions. They are not ready to part with their body parts. And even if it comes to the food, we really don't know what good food is for us because everyone is unique. What can harm me may be good for you. Like, I can give you an example, like even the carrot. For some people, carrot can be healthy for the eyes, and some people can be sensitive to the carrot. It's hard to imagine, but it is. We are unique. And I'm helping women to discover their power. And, I'm guiding them on their own journey to gain back their health and vitality.
And I'm so grateful that we have you here, honestly, to be able to share these messages because you're absolutely right. Women don't know what questions to ask, and we don't feel like where our voices are being heard. And when we're going to the doctor and we're having questions and we're like, hey, this is how we feel, it's almost as if it's ignored or we're flat out crazy. Like, nothing's wrong with you. We've run the test. You're fine. You're fine. And you're like, no, I know I'm not fine. And one of the things that really stood out to me that you said was when you came to the States, you were getting bigger and you knew that the food just wasn't right. Can you share with us the differences that you noticed as far as just like the eating habits that you had coming to the States versus when you weren't in the States? And
First of all, actually, this is great questions. My first experience walking, I used to live in Illinois. I used to live in Chicago. And there was the Jewel, a grocery chain. So I was taken to the store and it's like, go do some shopping. And it's like, looking in this alley of canned soups, box cereals, TV dinners, cans with the meatballs inside. Who on earth put the meatballs into the cans? It's just wrong. Or colorful breads, but the food tastes differently. Everything was so convenient. You don't need to cook anymore. Basically, I came from family where we cook everything, but I get caught up with this convenience. The lean cuisine or the other TV dinners, bag of chips, you name it. I was believing that if something is on the shelf, it cannot be bad for me. I had no idea what to eat and how to eat. It's just, you eat because it tastes good. But I didn't even think that can be bad for my body. So the difference of the how animals are raised here, how the crops are raised here, a little bit different than in Europe. And so I think that a lot of our food is overloaded with the antibiotics, which also cause our resistance to our antibiotics, wreak the havoc on our gut, and then starting slowly our health start declining, and there is really nothing to do with our aging. If you look on the younger generation right now, I don't remember being in 20 to be constantly tired. And right now, look at those younger generation. Look on the women in Taurus. We have, so many chronic diseases, and we used to think about them as a normal. Normal is not. This is not normal. This is common, and common is not normal. So there you look on for your surroundings. If you know who's your peers, who's your friends, do you want to be the same person? Do you want to spend life on the couch? If not, change your friends, do something different, because life is beautiful, and ask yourself a questions: how you want to live, what you have to do in this life, and if is your body supporting your dream, as your body can carry you on in this life to do what you really want. That's what I am doing. If every morning I wake up and my body doesn't support my dream life, there is still work to do, because I will not spend my life sitting on the couch. And I'm sure you guys not you don't want to do this too.
oh my gosh, that was so powerful. That gave me chills. Like not sitting on the couch. And you know what? As I think about this too, you're right. You're absolutely right. Sometimes when I'm doesn't matter what I'm doing, I can feel it. Like if I'm at the computer for too long and I can tell I'm getting really antsy and my body is starting to ache, my body is telling me, "Fear, you need to get up. You need to start moving. You need to go outside. You need to walk a little bit." The same with food. My body will tell me exactly what is bothering me in that moments as well. Like you need to actually put that down, stop eating that because it's not working for us. And we need to go find a different alternative. Now, what you talked about too, just one of the things I wanted to share and for us to get into is this another segment. And for those who all don't know, this segment is more of Headlines with Harmony. So within Headlines with Harmony, we talk a little bit about just what's kind of happening right now in mainstream media. And it's so funny because I shared these two articles with Magda, and she's like, those aren't even true. She's
Oh,
like,
a little bit inaccurate.
she was like, those are inaccurate. And I was like, what? But they're online. They're .org. Like you would think that they're accurate articles. So I wanted to get into them for a second and just have Magda just share with us her opinion of these, but then also too, what is the truth so we know. So the first one is from beyondceliac.org. And one of the things that we noticed here was we really wanted to focus on gluten sensitivity. Magda does a lot with meal planning, especially for our busy professional women. And one of the things that has really been on my heart and super important for our audience as well is how the heck do you properly meal plan, especially when gluten is literally in everything? And with gluten being in everything, how do you even know that you even have a gluten sensitivity? And how can you make sure that you're eating foods that are not going to essentially abrupt your body? So, Magda, first, can you start off and just telling us what is gluten and how do you know if you're sensitive to it?
Absolutely. So gluten is the protein found in barley, wheat, and most of the food we can find in our store is hidden by different names. So first of all, if you're newbie and you don't know how to recognize those things, if you do not see the label gluten free, stay away from it because it can be hidden everywhere. So gluten is a protein which bound to our body, bound to our intestines. And since the modern gluten, because modern gluten is really the issue, not the ancient gluten. The newest gluten, the genetically modified gluten, they change the proteins in it and it's not compatible with our body anymore. It doesn't, is not bioavailable for us. It doesn't absorb and it wreak havoc. One of the reasons is because it's use a lot of pesticides on the wheat. And because of that, and it's also used right before harvesting because glyphosate it speed up the process of drying. And it's something what is pesticides, and we ingesting that. As you know, our microbiota is like a lot of living organism there, those bugs, right? Which are supposed to be good for us. But the gluten also kill those because it's full of those pesticides. And we have like in our guts is 80% of our immune system. All the diseases starts in our gut. If you have leaky guts, which gluten can cause it because it shorten our villi, which is like little fringes in our guts, and they're getting shorter and shorter, and the gaps in our guts getting bigger and bigger. And all this undigested food, all this gluten is going through our bloodstream where it doesn't belong. And how to know if you are gluten sensitive? If you are bloated, you have headaches, joint pain, diarrhea, constipation, even if you have any autoimmune diseases, chronic diseases, your chances that you are gluten sensitive are very high. To find out if you are gluten sensitive is you need to eliminate for at least 21 days all the gluten from your diet, all of it. There is not such a thing like being partially gluten free. You need to be gluten free for sure. So for at least 21 days, I'm not even telling you do this for entire life. Doing this for 21 days and see how you feel. When you reintroduce this back, your body will tell you, is it gluten or not? Because then you will start looking for those symptoms like headaches, like joint pain, maybe acne. There's a lot of symptoms. But if your body get adapt to it and you feel constantly the same, you need to get a break from this gluten, put it back in your body to see the difference. I guarantee you that you will ditch the gluten forever. It's this huge difference. And we usually starting, to looking what is for thyroid. I have thyroid problem. I have that problem. We trying to build our health from the rooftop. We need go back to foundation and we start from the simple solutions. And simple solutions usually are free. You don't need to take any medication. You need to tune in to your body and reconnect because our body constantly sending to us signals. We just lost the ability to learn and communicate with our body what is telling us.
This is really great information too, because I know that I actually have a gluten sensitivity and I didn't find that out until I think I had told you this, but I went vegan for 2 years. And within that process, I had to get rid of a lot of things because I didn't even know what was actually causing the bloating and the pain and irregular periods. It was just so many things that were happening at that time. So I had to get rid of a lot of different things. Now, with gluten, and now that we know what it is, we know if we're sensitive to it, how we can read labels. What are some practical steps that you can share for someone who is looking to do this for 21 days, remove the gluten? What are some things that they could actually eat during that 21-day process?
This is the questions like everyone asking, and I was so lost when I'm just like, okay, it's gluten free, no dairy. Like I said, I'm not eating a lot of food, including dairy. I'm not eating soy, but that was a process, and I was like, now what? What are you to do with this broccoli or something, right? So um, I created the community for people when I'm providing gluten-free recipes, which doesn't spike the blood sugar, so you don't feel deprived. They are amazing recipes. We have even like dairy-free cheesecakes. We have like kind of like chipotle style bowls on. So there is really great food. We just as the human, when we hear restriction like gluten free, oh my God, I cannot eat bread, that I will be deprived. Absolutely not. That was whole thing to create something what you will feel energized, not deprived. You will feel vital. So you will not feel that you're missing anything. Because our brain at the moment when here you cannot have it, it's like it's getting rebellious. What do you mean I cannot have it? But I want you to be open minded. There is like, it's not that hard how it seems. You can right now, like a lot of companies, because there is a lot of demand producing, food without the gluten. So on the beginning, it's a little hard. So I would love to invite you to my community so I can hold your hand and you can try it. There is 7 days free trial in my membership. So you can access to all the recipes, all the calls, and you see how you feel. Because I can guarantee you, if you give yourself 21 days on the clean diet, you will feel better and you don't want to go back to your old bad habits. And beginning, so I created this beautiful community when I have everything under one roof in one place. So you don't need to run like you did it, like to find yourself what is wrong with you from one doctor to another doctor. And everyone is giving you this confusing information. So I make it easy for the busy women to have it everything in one room because I didn't have anyone to answer my questions about my fibroids. I just hear, oh, they will grow bigger. And it was really bad because one thing, when the doctor dismissing you, when they don't have an answers, and they said, you are over 40, you don't need to your uterus. And it's like, what do you mean I don't need it? It's mine. And I want to support women. So if I can ask the question, how much is too much bleeding? Is this is normal? Why I have headaches? I cannot find the answer. I really start believing it's in my head. No, it's not in your head. Just Western medicine is built that way. If you feel wrong, there is something wrong and you feel bad, you're right. You just need to find a person who will believe you and hold you.
This is great. Like, Magda, I'm literally sending people to your community and I'm sending myself over there too because I'm like, I need this information as well, especially with meal planning. Even right now, I'll show you this actually while we're here. But there is something I've been doing over the last couple of weeks is I created a grocery list.
Mm-hmm.
And within this grocery list, I wanted to see which type of foods could I eat that were going to be beneficial to me, and then which type of foods that were just a hard no. And if you can see here with this list,
Mm-hmm.
it's also based on my blood type.
Yes.
So my
Mhm.
second question for you is, and I know this goes into the second article, I'm not going to read it too much because I know it's inaccurate, but
I just
um just slightly, right? But with this, we talk about market trends in the gluten-free food marketing community. What is your take on how people should eat based on their blood type. So I know you said, everybody is different. Would you recommend that from a gluten perspective and from the meal plans that you have, there's some things around like trial and error amongst the blood type? Or what is that? How would you describe that in for you and your community?
Well, I always said I do not follow any diet because there is so many diets, like you said, blood type diet, keto diet, that diet, and Mediterranean. You can name multiple diets, and all of this diet works because every single diet in the world requires stopping one thing and starting another thing. So why I'm not doing diet? Because every of us is unique. You have different DNA, I have different DNA, so why we should eat the same food? So I am all about how your body will respond to your food. Because food should energize you. If you feel tired after you eat, probably that wasn't good for you. So, like I said, the body type diet is pretty good diet, but my mission is to for you to know, okay, I ate something today, that's why I have headache next day. Because food sensitivity, even gluten sensitivity, it doesn't need to show up immediately like allergies or like intolerance. Like if you have intolerance, most of case on dairy, you will need to run to the bathroom very quickly. But some of the food sensitivities show up later, even up to 72 hours. So that's why most people cannot make this connection that I have headache because I ate something yesterday. I have joint pain because of the food I ate. So I feel that, pardon me my language, screw out the diet. Listen what your body is telling you. I'm listening. I'm Magda. Yeah, you cannot have cashews. And I really cannot have cashews. But it's healthy food, right? I cannot eat watermelon. My body doesn't agree with watermelon. But who will know that? Because watermelon is a healthy food. So it also comes to the gluten, that, like you said, there is market on the gluten. Remember, it doesn't mean it's healthier. It just doesn't have a gluten. It has other stuff to replace the gluten. Give more sugar, maybe other stuff, different additives. It just doesn't have a gluten. Doesn't mean it's healthy.
Mm, yeah. No, I can definitely relate to that because even like I said, I'm not big on diets either, but I do understand that there are certain foods that my body agrees with and there are certain foods that it doesn't. And one of the things that I learned in this process too was I need a variety. I can't just keep eating the same thing every single day for multiple months because my body will also have a reaction to that.
Absolutely.
So
This is very topic you just started. Yes, our guts needs the diversity of food. We need to introduce new food to keep our microbiota happy. If we will keep eating the same food, we may become sensitive to it. Also, we're depriving ourselves from other nutrients because eating the same stuff over and over and over again is not healthy. Everything is the balance, and life is boring eating the same food. So I'm giving my clients every month new list of meals and new shopping lists, so they can try varieties. Everyone likes something different. Everyone's got different tastes. So this is the amazing of it. But yes, diversity is one of the most important things. So I always like to introduce people. Bring one fruit, one veggie, one something new you never eat before. Go to Oriental store. Go check, different places. We live in United States. Diversity of people is huge. Go to different, culture stores. Try. Ask what to do. My wildest thing, it was the lotus flower, and I absolutely love it.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time. This has been amazing. Now, can you just share with us if anyone would like to connect with you further, what does that process look like?
You can find me on my personal page on Facebook is Magda Sommer. And also I would love to invite you to my growing the membership to Trialp of Women. One is for real women. We struggle, we holding it other hands. We cook together, we laugh together, and also we cry together because we also have different health issues. And we're sharing our recipes. We have monthly calls, and soon Actually, on August 23rd, this will be our monthly call with Q&A. And in August, we will have the immersion. We will be meal preparing, like, bunch of friends, because health topic is such a dire thing. So I want to make it light. So we will gather over 3 to 4 hours and we'll be cook the meals for an entire week, just gossiping, sharing stories, and just having fun. So there will be no more chore. It's just group cooking. So if you would love to join my Reset Wellness membership, please go to resetwellnessjourney.com. You can get 7 days free trial. And in this trial, you will have the opportunity to see our our class monthly gathering. So I would love to see you on the other side. Don't wait, because not everyone has the privilege to grow old. And I had my cancer scare. I lost my best friend to cancer, and I want to prevent as much possible and help you to gain your health back and live the life you miss so much.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I was so honored to be here.
Queen, thank you so much for tuning in. It truly warms our heart that you're taking the time out of your day to connect with us. If you'd like to connect with our guests further, you can find their information located in the description section of this episode. And if you found this episode helpful, share with another queen. And don't forget to connect with the Holistic Sister Circle on Instagram and Facebook. And until next week, stay blessed. Mwah.